Hello, my dear children. Welcome back. Your favorite tutor is here to help you with another beautiful chapter just in time for your exams. I know you all are studying very hard, so let's make this one super simple. We're going to look at The Peacock by Sujata Butt.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking, oh no, a poem. But don't worry, trust me on this. This poem is actually very, very simple, and I am going to make it super easy for you. By the end of this, you'll be able to answer any question from this chapter and score full marks. So let's get started, shall we?
Okay, first up, let's meet this magical peacock. We're going to see how the poet introduces us to our beautiful national bird.
So this poem is by Sujata Butt. And you know, it's all about that amazing feeling, that wow moment when you suddenly spot a peacock. Not in a zoo, no, but just unexpectedly, maybe in your garden or a park. It's about that sudden, magical experience.
So how does the poem begin? How do we first see the peacock? Well, this is the cool part. It's not like a big dramatic entry. It's more like a surprise, a sudden flash of blue.
Listen to this. The poem doesn't start with what we see. It starts with what we hear. His loud, sharp calls seems to come from nowhere. Isn't that interesting? It creates a little mystery, right? You hear this sound, but you have no idea where it's coming from. It makes you look around, doesn't it?
And then, after the sound, you see this. A flash of turquoise in the pipal tree. Pay attention to that word, Beta. Flash. It means it was super quick, like a camera flash. Poof, just for a second. You don't get to see the whole peacock, just a little splash of that beautiful blue-green color.
So what is the poet trying to tell us in the first part? That the peacock is, well, it's elusive. That's a good word for your exam answers. It just means it's shy and hard to catch a good look at. See? First, you only hear its call. Then, you just see a flash of color. And just as quickly, it comes down and rushes away, and you only get a tiny glimpse of its tail. It's like the peacock is playing hide and seek.
So, if this peacock is so shy, how on earth are we supposed to see it properly? Well, the poet tells us a little secret. Let's find out what it is. And here it is. This is the most important part of the poem, Bacho. The secret is you can't try to see the peacock. Strange, right? The poet says you have to just sit on the veranda, maybe read a book, and get completely lost in it. You have to focus so hard on your book that you forget about everything else. And then, when you're deep into your book, suddenly, things start to happen. Little clues. The poem says the wind might change its direction, the humming sound of bees might just stop, and even the lazy cat sleeping nearby suddenly wakes up and stretches. These are the little signs from nature that the peacock is coming. It's these things that break your concentration. You know, it's kind of like when you try to take a cute picture of your dog or cat. The moment you take out your phone and point the camera, what do? They run away. But the minute you're not looking, they do the most adorable things. It's exactly like that. The most magical moments happen when you aren't even looking for them.
Okay, and now for the grand finale, the best part. This is when all that patient waiting pays off. You look up from your book, and there it is, the peacock's magnificent tail.
Wow, just look at that. What an amazing sight. The poet describes seeing the peacock as it turns to leave, and it gathers his tail. Can you just imagine that? That giant, beautiful fan of feathers slowly closing up. It must be absolutely breathtaking. And just listen to how she describes it. The patterns on the feathers are like dark, glowing eyes, and the colors violet fringed with golden amber. The poet uses such rich words. You can almost see those beautiful colors shimmering, can't you? Now, this last line is so beautiful, and it's a very important figure of speech called a metaphor. A metaphor is simply when you call one thing another thing. Here the poet is saying the patterns on the tail are eyes, and when the peacock moves its tail, the shimmering and folding of the feathers, it looks like those eyes are blinking. So cool, right? It's a beautiful illusion.
All right, Butcho, I think we understand the poem pretty well now, so let's quickly go through some very important exam questions. This will make sure you remember everything. You've got this. Okay, first question for you. What are the signs, the little clues, that tell you a peacock is nearby? Remember? We just talked about this.
Here you go. It's these 4 things. A blue shadow falls over you. The wind changes direction. the humming of the bees stops, and the cat wakes up and stretches. Just remember these 4 points for your answer. Super easy.
Okay, next one. This is all about the beautiful colors. How does the poem describe the colors of the peacock?
Again, the answer is right there in the poem. You need to mention these 3 things: the flash of turquoise at the beginning, the blue shadow that falls over the person reading, and of course that beautiful line, violet fringed with golden amber. Easy to remember. And the last key question. This one is about that blinking eyes idea we talked about. How does connecting the tail feathers to eyes make the poem more beautiful? So, for your answer, you can say this. First, the poet calls the patterns dark, glowing eyes, which creates a really powerful picture in our heads. Second, this makes the poem very visual. And finally, when she says the tail blinks, it brings the whole image to life, making the peacock seem even more magical. Now here's a little something for you to think about on your own. Why do you think the peacock is our national bird? The poem gives some clues, right? Its beauty, its grace. But think bigger. Think about its importance in our culture, in our stories. It's a great question to reflect on. And there we have it, the peacock, made super simple just for you. I really hope this was helpful, Beta. If it was, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and of course, share it with all your friends who might need it. And please let me know in the comments what chapter you want me to explain next. All the very best for your exams.